Big round of applause for John, please. Thank you so much for being the savior here for me.
What we've seen over these last few days, of course, is how our industry has changed. It's changed very dramatically. I first came to India in 1968, can you believe? But I was coming here quite a lot in the 1980s and 1990s, and particularly at the end of the 1990s, when Taylor Nelson Sofres was looking to purchase a company here. And we ended up acquiring Mode. And of course, that was a very successful acquisition. The chairman of Taylor Nelson Sofres in those days was a Frenchman. And when we'd signed the deal with Mode, he came to India. And there was a bit of a problem with this because we'd set up the meeting to coincide in Calcutta with India playing South Africa. And of course, being a Frenchman, he had no interest. We'd already made the agreement, it was already signed, but he wanted to talk and talk and talk. And for 2 days, we could hear the noise at Eden Garden, and we all had to listen to this Frenchman. Anyhow, India didn't do very well in that test, so it was probably not a good idea to go. Anyhow, that night, we went out for a celebratory drink. And this is about how things have changed. Because the other night, I had a glass of Sauvignon Blanc. And so the waiter told me this is an Indian Sauvignon Blanc. And I sort of, okay. Because I remembered back in 1997, when we went out for this dinner, our Frenchman, who loved wine and was a particularly connoisseur of wine, and you know the French very sophisticated and a bit snobbish, of course, when it comes to wine. At the dinner, he said to Debbie Basu, who was the partner, "Debbie, such a shame we can't get a decent bottle of wine here." And Debbie said, "Pierre, you know there is Indian wine." Now, this is 1997. Pierre chose not to hear this. "What do you mean, Indian wine?" He didn't comment. Debbie again, "Pierre, there is Indian wine, let's try it." And by this time, people around us were hearing this sort of conversation. And there was sort of, everybody was getting quiet. And finally, Pierre said, "Okay, I'll try." So the waiter goes out, gets the wine, comes back, and really doing it. We've got his serviette over here, and all the palaver, more palaver than the French could do. And he opens the wine, and at this stage, everybody in the audience, in the restaurant, is listening to what's going on. The wine is served. Pierre looks at it, swirls it, sniffs it. Finally, a taste. Absolute silence in the restaurant. Finally, we look at Pierre. Debbie's looking at Pierre. Pierre says, "Debbie, this is a very interesting drink, but it is not wine." Anyhow, my Sauvignon Blanc the other night was wonderful, and if I could, I would take a bottle to France for Pierre. So I hope you enjoyed that story.
Sure. Good evening. My name is Ashish Malhotra. I'm Director Sales for Entropic. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to stand at this space and speak. Entropic Tech is happy to be associated with MRSI and play a role in growth of insights industry. Taking a moment to also to thank our client and partners for continued support. Over these 2 days, almost all distinguished panelists and presenters spoke about research and its evolution, especially the change which has pushed our industry in the last 2 years. We recognize and acknowledging supplementing the what, the why with the technology for accurate, agile, and actionable intelligence. I would like John to summarize some of the keywords now.
Thanks, Ashish. You might wonder why I'm here for this, and it goes back to 2008. In 2008, Ashish was a 26-year-old, and I was mentoring him on a program in basic market research. It was the foundation course from the Market Research Society of the UK. I think a number of you have probably done that. This was a 6-day intensive course for about, 75 young people, and then that was followed up by, they had to do an assignment which took quite a few months. So I was mentoring him, and it's just an honor to feel, one of the great honors I have in life, I think, is to meet people that I believe I've had some impact on. And I believe that particular course had quite some impact on Ashish's future. And it's an honor for me today to be able to just spend a few minutes helping him with this, our little assignment here. However, one of the things was this was in Thailand, and those participating in the training were working day, it was really solid every day. But of course, at night time in Thailand, they were out having fun. I don't think they had any sleep at all. But what I found out later was that Ashish and his friend, before they went out, they wrote a conjoint analysis on finding the best massage parlor in Bangkok. So I'm not sure how that's developed these days. Anyhow, I will just help with a little bit here. Some of the keywords that we've picked up during all of the presentations we've seen over the last few days. Giving due importance to screen-based research approach, norms and academic papers paving the way for tech adoption, readability of data will lead to high-tech adoption, a needed marriage between a business person's explanation of problem statement and the end delivery, potential of analysis as a service model, and 2 core trends in the field of technology analytics, superior growth, and behavioral tech tools. These sound bites are quite universal, so I'll hand back to Ashish.
Thanks, John. In coming year, we hope and aim to see infusion of technology not as a means of data control and correction alone, but behavioral AI leading us into agile and actionable innovations. I quote from the movie Matrix, "The choice is an illusion. You already know what to do." Thank you. Moving forward, in this seminar, we have some excellent views being presented on 4 topics: metamorphose, dive deep, tech-enabled revolution, and set fire to rain, leading to 90+ synopsis and 21 finalists. Our best wishes and congratulations to presenters and to be announced winners. Let's have a round of applause for every one of those. Can I have the names? Sorry, we are just loading up the names. It's a ticking time bomb. It's at 5 minutes 42. Okay. So the best debut, apart from the run-up to the top paper, this year we also have for the first time best debut commendation, and it goes to Smelting Mobility Data for Audience Measurement for Outdoor Media, Mr. Magesh Pundi. Can we have the drum roll, please? And now, in no particular order, the runner-up for the MRSI 2022. Again, no particular order. So the first runner-up, or one of the runner-ups, identify unmet needs in the OH space in order to be able to inspire new product and communication development. Ms. Shaloni, Rutu, and Rahul from Ipsos. And the second runner-up, revolutionize product testing and optimization in F&B with artificial intelligence, Mr. Hoshang, Jason, and Benedict.
Congratulations. Great job. Got the others with you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Congratulations. Sorry. Yeah. Apologies. Yes, sorry. That's okay. Happens. We are still fixing the bug in the system. So the second runner-up, correctly, this seemed more like a Roscon movement now. Understanding Employees of the Future, Mrs. Anila, Mr. Rohit, Ms. Tanya, and Mrs. Chavi from Hindustan Lever.
Come to the stage.
And now, but with no surprise, Hoshang, can you please come on the stage? Thank you. Thank you, everyone. That would be everything from my side. Yeah. Yeah.